Hi there. My name is Hugo. I'm a cloud solution architect at Microsoft, and today I'm going to show you how to take an old version of a SharePoint framework solution and upgrade it to the latest version using the CLI for Microsoft 365. And along the way, we'll talk about whether you should really upgrade a solution or whether you should keep the old version of the solution. Let's get started. So let's say that you have a SPFx solution that was built in an earlier version of the SharePoint framework. And let's say that you need to add new features to that web part. You would probably want to take the time to upgrade the web part to the latest version of the SharePoint framework just so you can benefit from all the latest features. So let's just, for example, let me go to the sample gallery here and look for a sample that I remember I built a while ago that allows me to display the version number of the web part that's currently running. And it was a very simple web part, but it was built in SPFx 110. And we're almost at 114 now. So obviously this is a great opportunity for me to upgrade it. Now, a few things we need to think about. One is if you're trying to upgrade a gigantic solution that has a lot of web parts and a lot of components, it's probably easier for you to rebuild a new solution and import the web parts into it. But if you're trying to just do a simple upgrade of a simple web part solution, there's a tool for that. So let's just get started by downloading this sample. I happen to have it pre-installed here. Okay, so this is the solution that is built using SPFx 110. You can tell that by going to the package.json and looking at kind of the Microsoft SP-libraries, and they're all 110. So I'm probably, running around SPFx 110. Now, if I want to upgrade it, there's a tool that I can use for that, and it's called the CLI for Microsoft 365. So let me show you that. I'm not going to go through the installation steps for the CLI because another video covers that. But once you have installed the CLI for Microsoft 365, if you go look at the commands and you look under SharePoint Framework, under Projects and Project Upgrade, you'll see that I can call M365 SPFx Project Upgrade and some options. Now, there's a few options that are available. One of them is the output type, and the output type allows you to pass things like text file, CSV file, markdown file. I have to let you in on a little secret. There's actually another version of an output called Code Tour. And a Code Tour is something that you can install. It's an extension for Visual Studio Code that allows you to do just that. It allows you to do tours on your Visual Studio Code. So it's up to you whether you want to use the Code Tour option or the Markdown version or the text version. It's up to you. For the purpose of this sample, I'm going to use a Code Tour because, frankly, it looks cool. All right, so let's go to the Code Tour. Let's do this, and I'm going to go into the terminal, new terminal, and all I need to do here is to run M365 SPFX project upgrade and then the output. Again, you could put text, you could put a JSON file, you could put CSV. I chose to use a tour. So let me hit get started. And while it's doing this, the Code Tour extension is installed here. What we should see is that it doesn't quite detect that the Code Tour or that the new Code Tour got created, but you'll see right here in my project now I have a new Code Tour project called the Upgrade Tour. If I was just closing the solution and reopening it, Visual Studio Code would automatically detect as a Code Tour and would prompt me to start it. But in this case, I'm just gonna click on it. So here I just need to go Open Tour. I'm gonna pick the Upgrade Tour, and it should get me started. So let's minimize this. There you go. And so what it does right away is it starts by walking me through the steps. And it says here that there's 43 steps for me to do. Now, you might say, yeah, 43 steps, that's a lot of steps. It can actually get worse than that, depending on how many elements there are in your solution and things like that. This is a relatively simple solution, but here's the thing. You don't have to go through all these steps manually. That's the cool thing about CodeTour is that I can actually just go click here, and you see as soon as I click on the instruction, it actually starts it for me. Now I'll wait a little bit while it does this. How fast, by the way, these types of commands work depend on two things. It depends on how much RAM you have on your computer, and it depends on your internet speed, because it's downloading all these packages, these compressed packages from the internet, and then it's unpacking them into your local machine. Okay, when the first step is complete, there's a few things you can do. You can click on the next arrow here. You can hit Control right arrow, and I'm a big fan of shortcut keys, so that's more than likely what I'll do. Or you can just look at the CodeTour steps here and just click on the next step. So let's just go on to the next step. So the next step, it does the same thing. It takes you to where in the project you need to make a change, and it gives you the steps to do it. So let's just do that. All right, and now I just need to keep going through the steps one by one. Once you're done with the upgrade, it gives you a final step that says that's it. Optionally, you should probably remove the tour file, or again, if you use the Markdown output or the JSON input output or something like that, you just need to delete the upgrade file because you don't want to leave just a boring, file that serves no purpose. So I'll just say finish the tour. I will go delete the entire folder here for my tour. And that's it. I now have a project that is upgraded to the latest version of SPFx that I'm currently running on my machine. Today, I showed you how to use the CLI for Microsoft 365 to upgrade an existing SPFx solution to the most current version on your workstation. I hope you found it useful. Have a great day.